everyone, welcome back to Faith and Flower. This is Robin. Our family is in the middle of a home remodel. We bought a 1984 home that we are trying to turn into a light, bright, and yet cozy home, and our new kitchen furniture just arrived. In today's video, I've got lots of homemaking inspiration for you, tidying, cleaning, and organizing, and also decorating, which is something that I don't do a lot of on my channel, but it's part of the job as keeper of the home to create a beautiful and cozy space for my family and for our guests. So hopefully that'll be fun for you today too. Our previous home had a lot of modern and rustic elements. I love all of those things. In this home, my main objective is to take a dated, dark home and turn it into something very light, bright, and airy. I am from the American Southeast, so I think coastal is something that I really gravitate towards. A little bit traditional, a little modern, and then my husband is Swiss, so there are definitely elements reflecting that all throughout our home as well. There were a few pieces of art that we never quite found the right spot for in our previous home, so I was really happy to find homes for those here. The one on the left is a scene from Charleston, South Carolina that was painted by my grandmother, and the one on the right is of a scene in Switzerland that was hanging in the home of Patrick's aunt. They're both in their original frames, and I think they work so well together. I also hung this Swiss travel poster from Gruyere, Switzerland. This one has special meaning to us because this is where Patrick and I were engaged. The entryway table looks pretty much the same. I just swapped out the vase for this large pitcher vase, and I really like how that's working here too. In the living room, we replaced the small television with the larger one that we put over the mantle. That was always the plan, and now I need to do something with this table. This week I made a little trip to Hobby Lobby, which is something I try hard not to do, but I needed a few things. So I bought the tray that I used to decorate the table in the kitchen, and also this Italian glass vase and the stems that I'm arranging in it. Patrick and I agreed that the plant needed to move to a different location, and after that was gone, I was able to tell that I definitely want to put a piece of art on the wall behind the bookcase, and I'm going to be looking for just the right piece. But in the meantime, I added a candlestick that was a wedding gift, and this little wooden puzzle that we had on the mantle. And even though it's not complete, I really like this little corner of our living room now. Back in the kitchen, I had a couple of pieces of art that I've been dying to hang on this wall, but I held off until the furniture came just to be sure that I would put them in the right location. We want to center them on the wall, but it's always a little tricky when you have two pieces of art that you want to have lined up perfectly, so I was really grateful for Patrick's help. In case you're wondering, I'm using drywall hooks, and I absolutely love these for hanging art. I think they carry up to 100 pounds of weight. I've got them in my Amazon store if you guys are interested, and the link for that's down in the description box. They're in the home section. with all of our precise measuring, we still managed to get the left frame slightly lower than the right one, but we discovered when we turned the frame around that it was easily adjusted, and that was a really cool feature of these frames. These were actually done in Switzerland, so I'm sorry I can't share that purchasing information with you because these are amazing. After watching my previous video, several of you let me know that I was covering up the microwave vent with my cookbooks, and I don't know why I didn't think of that, but I fixed it and I wanted to thank you guys. Also this week, I spent some time making sure that the guest room was ready for my parents to come and visit. I had gotten this area pretty much ready to go, but then I wound up storing a few things in here while I was making decisions in other areas of the house. But I got everything put away and some artwork hung up in here as well. And now this room is ready for guests. Everything is very neutral except for the Turkish carpet in this room, which I think is the perfect piece. And I also ordered the same Roman shades in the same fabric for all of the bedrooms. I really like the texture that it brings. It's also a blackout shade, which is of course great for bedrooms. I tidied up the small closet using the upper shelf for storage and leaving lots of space for hanging clothes and for suitcases on the floor. Because this closet doesn't have a light, I added this LED rechargeable one that is motion sensitive. So as soon as you open the door, the light comes on. This week, Austin outdid himself for the Austin Antics. He greeted a skunk in our backyard and realized that they don't respond the same way squirrels do. So at about 10:30 at night this happened. It was a little too dark for me to film, and besides that we were in total crisis mode. Fresh skunk smells really bad, and so right now Austin has been bathed in a special concoction that I learned about online made with baking soda, a little bit of Dawn dishwashing liquid, and hydrogen peroxide. So pretty good ingredients, not too toxic, but it does help to neutralize that really horrible skunk smell. And so this was the next day. He was getting yet another bath because the first round just didn't quite do the job. And he was actually so grateful. He usually hates baths, but he was completely compliant. He knew that we were trying to help him. He was miserable and felt so much better once the smell was gone. In addition to washing Austin, I wanted to try to save his bed. This is actually one that we use for travel. It's not his main one that was inside, but he needed something to sleep on overnight, and now this one smells like skunk too. So I whipped up another batch of that recipe, which, by the way, you might want to have those ingredients on hand if you have dogs and there are skunks anywhere near where you live, because these things always happen late at night when you are at least prepared. So we were glad that we had these ingredients, and I wanted to give it a try on his bed. I had nothing to lose. It either had to go in the trash or I was going to get it smelling fresh again. So I basically just poured that concoction all over and scrubbed it, the liquid soap, kind of lathered up, and that's what I was going for. And I just tried to get the bed completely coated and saturated. I rinsed it thoroughly and then I hung it in the sun to dry, and I'm happy to report that it did the trick. It smelled great afterwards. It smelled like soap and not like skunk, so I felt like it was a real win. Back inside, I wanted to make sure that the house was clean before my parents came, so I tried to get as many tasks done early in the week before they arrived, starting with the bathrooms. I have several cleaners that I've tried and really love, but I usually come back to just 50% dishwashing liquid and 50% white vinegar in this dish brush, especially for the shower and the bathtub. I just find it so convenient. Everything's all in one, and that solution works great. In the bathroom, I usually like to start with the dirtiest area and work towards the cleanest. That might be opposite of what a lot of people do, but I guess I just like to get the grossest thing out of the way first. So of course it's the toilet. And then I move on to the tub, and I just love using this brush. It really gets into all of the nooks and crannies. And because the cleaner is right in the handle, I don't have any spray bottles to deal with. It just makes it so much easier. Make sure that our guests have easy access to extra washcloths, hand towels, and bath mats. I roll them up in a basket and put them on top of the cabinet that goes over the toilet. Then I started dusting and cleaning in the guest room and working my way around our home. I like to start from the top and work my way down, and the fans always need a good cleaning. It's amazing how much dust they can collect. My old duster broke, so recently I chose to get a lamb's wool duster. I've read a lot about them. I like that they're all natural. This one even has a wooden handle, and I have to say it does a really good job of attracting the dust. It holds onto the dust, and then I can take it outside and knock most of it off. Then I use my vacuum, and you can even hand wash it when you need to. If you're interested and want to know more, I will have it in the cleaning section of my Amazon store. Using an extension cord is a great way to make your life easier when vacuuming or if you have a steam mop like I do. When you're using those and you have to keep unplugging and replugging in different locations of your home, it just kind of breaks up the momentum, and that's one of the reasons why handhelds are so nice. But I really like to use my corded vacuum when I have a big job to do and when I really want to deep clean. So this way I can plug it into a central location in our home and I hardly ever have to move the plug. This little trick really saves me time and aggravation. I don't have to break up the flow of vacuuming, and I find that it's so much more enjoyable. you so much for spending your time with me here today. I really appreciate you watching all the way till the end. I hope that today's video gave you some homemaking inspiration, a little bit of cleaning, tidying up, and even decorating motivation. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe. It's absolutely free and easy. All you have to do is click on my picture. I really love hearing from you, so leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video. So until next Sunday, have a wonderful week.